If you're ever coming to Okinawa and need a place to stay, you guys need to check out Oriental Hotel. The hotel is located in Nago, which is more north, but it's actually in a really great location. It's kind of up on a hill. It's away from the beach, so there's no direct beach access. However, there is a shuttle bus that runs between the hotel and the beach, which is kind of perfect. We were honestly looking for a mini little getaway that was close to home, but had all of the amenities. It had this area where you could pick out everything that you needed, from like tea and toothbrushes and combs, body washes, and all of that great stuff. This is the downstairs lobby. They have several different areas where you can eat. This is the restaurant that's on the first floor next to the check-in, and this is the entrance. I didn't go upstairs, but to the right you can kind of see a store, but then we headed upstairs to our room. Sometimes I find it a little bit difficult to find enough beds for our family, but this hotel had 4 beds in one room, which is super awesome. The bathroom had a stand-up shower and a tub. There was a balcony and a private little area with curtains that could close, with a little day bed that was inside there too. Sometimes I feel like the rooms that you rent out can be a little bit claustrophobic, but this resort definitely had a lot of space. When you go out onto the balcony, there's a little bench, which I thought was super cool, and then you can see the ocean. Even though it was cloudy, it was still a nice view. After dropping off all of our things in our room, we headed downstairs to the swimming pools. There's an indoor pool that you can choose from, or there's 3 or 4 outdoor pools that you can choose from. One even has a water slide. It was a little bit on the colder side because it was raining and we had literally just gotten out of a typhoon, but some of the pools were heated, which was amazing. There is a little area where you can order food and drinks, and there's a swim-up bar, which I thought was awesome. Some of the pools were closed. I'm not too sure what the reason behind that was, but it didn't matter because there was plenty of swimming space in the pools that were open. As you can see, nobody was really in this pool area behind the waterfall, which I thought was cool because you could swim behind it and sit underneath it, but the pool was not heated and it was absolutely freezing outside. This is a swim-up bar. There was 3 different sides that you could sit on, and you can order food here. However, you can't eat here, but you can order drinks and you can have your drinks there. So we ordered some food and we took it over to the patio side with umbrellas that were covering us. We got fried chicken, french fries, onion rings, and it got destroyed. I will say it wasn't crazy busy, but I believe that this area has a lot of different places that you can sit, so finding a spot next to the pool where you can leave your things at wasn't hard to do. They also had an outdoor hot tub that overlooked the ocean, so obviously we definitely went into the hot tub and did that, even though it was raining outside, as you can see. Low-key, I think that added to the vibe. Something about sitting in a hot tub while it's freezing outside, but freezing Okinawa temperature because it was just not as hot as it normally is. The other thing that I thought was super cool was they had this low temperature sauna so that you could warm up if you were too cold from the pool. I don't think I've ever seen that anywhere else. After we got our swim on for a few hours, we decided to go inside and go to the store that was near the checkout or the front entrance to see what they had there. They had drinks, they had alcohol, they had snacks. There were some toys and some board games, which I forgot to mention at the free section in the front where you can get your toothbrushes and stuff. You can also get board games to rent for like family game night if you wanted to do that, which I thought was awesome. You just bring the ticket to the front and then they exchange it for the actual board game that you want to play. They also had jewelry, clothing, miscellaneous types of souvenirs. I thought it was a pretty nice shop. I don't know how prices are comparable to other places because we really don't go to resorts like this, but of course we did end up getting some things for the kids. After we checked out the store, we went upstairs, showered, and got ready for dinner. Dinner was at a buffet, which I feel like they have very limited options, but again, I am a picky eater. We did have to pay extra for the crab, and we also had to pay for everybody, and I don't eat crab, but it does make sense so that people don't share. But Landon, Twani, and Adrian all ate a crap ton of crab, so I think it was worth it in the end. They also had a nice little gym with a studio that you could work out in. I literally only ever saw one person working out, and I'm trying not to show him on camera here. He was on one of the treadmills, but if you wanted to, working out is an option so that you're not skipping the gym while you are also trying to relax, because I know how that is. All right, now we get to the fun part. So we actually went to the spa, which I want to say they call it an onsen. And if you know that these are no clothing types of situations. And I definitely didn't know because I wore my bathing suit, and I apologize to everybody in advance. But for privacy reasons, I obviously could not film in there, but they had like 7 different tubs. One was a cold plunge, and they also had a sauna, which is amazing. Downside to it, we did actually have to pay extra for it, so that kind of sucked. But the next day we went to our international breakfast buffet. Look at those donuts. They had a lot of different things, and I will say that the breakfast buffet was a lot better than the dinner. This fresh squeezed orange juice, absolutely amazing. Very hard to film single-handedly. Don't look at my broken thumbnail. Overall, it was a really great experience. A little bit more on the spendy side. We did get this bag for filling out a survey. Would we go again? Maybe.